Hello, my name is Steph and I'm a yoga teacher. Thank you for joining me today for this short, well-rounded 5-minute yoga sequence. So we'll get your whole body moving today. It's a great little sequence to do if you're ever running out of time. So let's get started. So we'll begin at the top of our yoga mat. We'll come into our standing pose here. Feet are hip width apart, making sure the feet are pressed firmly on the ground. We'll stand nice and tall, reaching the head up towards the ceiling. So thinking of a rope pulling you up towards the sky. We'll circle our hands up, press our palms together. And as we exhale, we'll come into our forward fold, bringing our belly towards our thigh. Allowing your head to hang loose here. So give your head a nod and shake it no from side to side. And on our next breath in, we'll inhale, coming into our halfway lift, a flat back position here, bringing those hands up to our shins. Exhale, release into your forward fold. And on your next exhale, you'll step back into a plank position here, checking in. The shoulders are over the wrists, so you're not sagging your hips down. You're nice and firm, creating a nice long line with your body. We'll bring our hips up and back into our downward facing dog. So we'll come into a bit of a flow here, moving between our downward dog and rippling forward as those shoulders come over the wrists into our plank. We'll do that 2 more times. Big breath in as the hips come up and back. And as you exhale, coming forward, shoulders over wrists. 1 more time. Hips come up and back. Maybe the heels reach a little lower this time in your downward facing dog. Ripple forward into our plank. We'll gently lower our knees down towards the floor. This time the belly will come towards the floor as well. So we'll inhale to cobra, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, we'll actually rise those hips up, guiding the bum towards the heels. We'll come up into our tabletop position, shifting the weight over onto the hands. And the core is nice and tight here. Lowering down, belly to floor. Inhale to cobra. Just making sure to open everything up. So really moving the spine. It's in its range of motion here, back into our child's pose. We'll walk our hands over to the right side towards the floor on the mat there. You can either rest your forehead on the floor or on a block. So we'll come towards the center this time, walking the hands over to the left. So really feeling that stretch in that right side body. Maybe getting a shoulder stretch on the right as well. So this really targets your deep back muscles, your QL. Coming back to center. We'll come up into all fours. Give your tail a bit of a wag here from side to side. Tucking those toes, reaching the hips up and back as we come into our downward facing dog. A little deeper this time. Maybe take a moment to pedal your feet or walk your dog, whatever you prefer. Making sure those shoulders are drawing away from your arms. Big breath in, reaching that right foot up towards the ceiling. Maybe a little ankle circle just to help the joints in our foot. We'll bend that right knee, stack that right hip over the left. So you're kind of in a dog peeing on a fire hydrant kind of position. On your next inhale, you'll straighten the leg right back up and shift your weight forward as that right foot plants in between your hands. Releasing that back knee up down onto the floor. Big inhale to rise for low crescent lunge. So you want to make sure your hips are not collapsing down. So you're tucking everything in, zipping the rib cage in. Big breath in, like I said here, reaching the hands up. As you exhale, you're releasing them down to the floor. Big breath in to twist to the right, reaching those fingertips up to the ceiling. And we turn our gaze up, and we'll just move into our shoulder range of motion here. So we'll guide those fingers all the way back, like you're reaching the back of the room. Slide those fingers down towards the ground, reaching forward, back up. And we'll do that 2 more times. So moving at your own pace here. Planting that right arm back just to the outside of the right foot. Tucking the toes, we'll flow it out here. So stepping back into your high plank position. Option to lower these to the floor or chaturanga, lowering all the way down. Big breath in, inhale to cobra, or if your back feels warm here, coming up into upward facing dog. And as you exhale, tucking those toes, engaging the core, bringing those hips up and back for your downward facing dog. Maybe you've noticed your hamstrings are a little long now, feel a little bit more warm. This time on the breath in, that left foot will reach up towards the ceiling. Ankle circles on the left foot. We'll bend the knee and stack that left hip over right. So we're, your dog being on a fire hydrant position here. Just to stretch open the hip. Inhale to extend that left foot up to the ceiling. We'll shift our weight forward onto your hands with that left foot. Plant in between the hands, releasing that back knee down onto the mat. Or if your knee's a little sensitive, you can place a rolled up blanket or towel or use your block as well. You can also roll up your mat here. Otherwise, we'll come up into our low crescent lunge. As you exhale, lowering hands down onto the floor. Inhale to twist over to the left as those fingertips reach up to the ceiling. If this is too much for your neck, you're welcome to just slip down onto the floor. So take your variation here. And then we'll circle that left arm just as we did for the other side. So reaching back, down towards the floor, the front of the room. Really let your arm extend. And we'll plant it to the left side of your left foot there, tucking those right toes. An option here to flow it out, or you can step straight into your downward facing dog. I'll flow it out here with you. Going into chaturanga, cobra, tucking those toes into your downward facing dog. So taking a few breaths here. We'll walk the feet towards the hands, so you make your way to the top of the mat. Resting in your forward fold here for a moment. Allowing the hips to shake from side to side. And we'll slowly ragdoll our way up to standing here. Coming into our mountain pose, our Tadasana. Relaxing the shoulders. Let's close the eyes for a moment. So maybe taking a chance here to reconnect with your breath. Noticing how the ground feels beneath your feet. And we'll move into a short standing sequence for now. So we'll gently open the eyes up. Maybe give your arms and your shoulders a little shake, a few head turns from side to side. As the body gets nice and warm, we'll move through our flow. So for starting, we'll come into our high lunge position. So you want to make sure your hips are facing the front of the room for this. So we'll step that right foot back. Heel is lifted off the floor. Hips are squared to the front. Big breath in as those arms reach up to the top. And as we exhale, we'll swish those arms down, reaching down to the floor and back up to the ceiling. Big breath in, reaching the arms up. Maybe you look to the ceiling, and as you exhale, swishing those arms down, reaching up towards the ceiling. And on your next breath in, reaching up to the ceiling again. So I'll get back into position so you can see my body here. So finding my high lunge. Again, bringing my belly in towards the spine, tucking everything in, scooping that tailbone down. Arms are up to the ceiling. We're going to pivot that back foot as we transition into our warrior two, making sure the outer edge of the foot is pressed firmly down on the ground. And we'll bend into that front leg. Big breath in to reach the arms up, parallel to the floor as we sit into our warrior two. And I'll switch my gaze here just to extend beyond the middle finger. Taking a few breaths here. Making sure that left knee is stacked over the left ankle. Releasing my right arm just on my right thigh, back of my right thigh there. Flipping my palm up. In the front arm, reaching up and back for exalted warrior. And on my next exhale, I'm going to windmill my arms down to the front foot as my back foot pivots, toes facing forward. And we'll take a nice flow here before we switch sides. Stepping on the left foot back, belly to floor. Inhale to cobra. Downward facing dog. And we'll walk our feet close to our hands again. Inhale to halfway lift. Spine is nice and flat and neck is in line with the spine. Exhale, release. You might notice the hamstrings feel a little bit looser here. And as we breathe in, circling those arms up, standing nice and tall, pressing the palms together. Lowering the arms down to heart center. And taking another pause here if you need. I'm just going to step to the other side so you can see me more on this side. So we'll do the same thing, stepping that left foot back for high lunge position. Big breath in to reach the arms up. And we'll switch those arms down again, so towards the floor, reaching the hands back. Big breath in to rise. Exhale, swishing those arms down. Coming up to the ceiling, we'll pivot that back foot so it's parallel to the outer edge of the mat. Bending into that front leg again, making sure that right knee doesn't scoop in forward, but it stays stacked over that right ankle. Reaching the arms up. A few breaths in warrior two. Relaxing the shoulders here. We'll release the back arm onto our thigh. Flip that front palm up to the ceiling. Reach up and back as you stretch that right side body for our exalted warrior. So I hope you're feeling good here. I'm getting a nice stretch in my groin as they're open to the side of the room. Coming back to warrior two. We'll windmill those arms down to the front foot, pivoting the back foot. And we'll actually shift your weight onto that front foot and step left foot forward, coming into our forward fold. I feel so warm here. I feel that nice stretch in my calves and the back of my thighs, the whole back body. On my inhale, come up to a chair pose. So you're bringing your hips back and down as you shift your weight onto your heels. Arms are reaching up towards the ceiling, relaxing those shoulders, drawing them away from the ears. And on our next breath, we'll rise up into our mountain pose. I'll ask you to bring those arms up towards the ceiling, reaching the palms up, facing each other, pressing them together. Lowering down to heart center, from the head to the heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you soon again. Take care. Bye.